Okay, what is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? Oops, I got extra light on in my office. Let me turn that off. Just noticed it. Welcome to Sunday. Normally, ladies and gentlemen, this would be Salty Sunday. Over the course of the summer, I mean, starting in late June, when I received a donated Nintendo Switch from a viewer and fan, and again, thank you to that viewer and fan for donating. I mean, I've gotten a ton of use out of it. Between Ultra Street Fighter 2, ARMS, and Mario plus Rabbids, right? But anyway, I've been playing fighting games every single Sunday, right? Mostly it's been Ultra Street Fighter 2. There's been other stuff mixed in, but it's been primarily Ultra Street Fighter 2 the entire time, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today, finally, we're doing something a little different. Today, it's going to be the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta, which just released, if you're not aware. It just came out yesterday, and there were 3 sessions yesterday. Sadly, those sessions were really early on in the day. One of them was a little bit later, so I did it. I played for about 2.5 hours last night. And even though I really am learning this game from the ground up, this is not a game like Street Fighter. This is not a game like most of the games I'm accustomed to playing. It really is its own animal. It's more in the line of games like Guilty Gear, which is a franchise that I've mostly ignored for the entire time that I've been playing fighting games. So, for those who played Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and games like that, they've got a head start. For me, it's like I'm starting on square one. Seriously, it feels to me like I am just right from the get-go at a disadvantage compared to other people. And that being said, it was pretty rough. I was playing this last night. And, first hour and a half, I would say, I was really just trying to struggle and learn the game mechanics. Because, boy, are there a lot of them, folks. There's the dash, the throw, which isn't really a throw. It's a dash that leads to an auto combo and launcher if it's successful. Launchers, chain combos, blocking, launching through the dash, which is a counter hit to the dash. Long screen projectiles, various different, moves, special moves, combos, super cancels. There's a lot to this game. A lot. It's certainly not something that you can just sit down and, a session, boom, I've learned everything. No way. It's way more complicated than that. To the point where I knew this was going to take some time investment. Problem being, there's no training mode. There's no tutorial. There's nothing whatsoever available to learn the game. They're just like, well, throw you to the wolves, figure it out for yourself. And sadly, most of the people I was playing already knew what they were doing. They were doing these crazy combos. They were constantly dashing and or trying to mix me up. And I didn't know what was going to work and what wasn't, what was a good defensive strategy, or, I had no idea. It took me about 2 hours, I would say, to finally kind of start to get it to the point where I kind of understood what was going on. And finally, the last few fights that I actually had, I'd probably say the last 3 or 4 fights, I was doing, pretty decently. And I was having a lot of fun. And then the servers turned off. Oh, time's up. I was like, you son of a bitch. Really? Really? Son of a bitch. What a pain in the ass. So, today, I will be continuing on with about another 3 hours. It starts, FYI, if you're not aware, the servers turn on at 1 p.m., so 20 minutes from now. I have 20 minutes to do a pre-stream here, and then we'll jump right in together, okay? So it's kind of like the countdown to when it starts, and it's 1 to 4 p.m., so 3 hours I'll be able to play today, okay? Alright, so let's talk a little bit of what you can expect coming up in the next few days, because I want everyone to be in the clear. So today, obviously, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and then this concludes the beta, unless they announce another surprise beta at some point. This is it for the beta for this. There are rumors they may do another beta in January, because the game doesn't come out until, I think, like March or something like that. So, if that is the truth, obviously I would like to play the next beta as well. But we'll see what happens, alright? So that's today. Tonight, I'll be doing the weekend preview, explaining the rest of the week. In addition, I'll be solidifying a patron poll. The Patron's Choice poll that's been going on. I'll let everyone know what the winner is, what the game will be for Patron's Choice in the fall. And keep in mind, already Super Mario Sunshine is going to be a downtime playthrough, probably starting in January when things are slow. So that's also kind of been solidified, okay? In addition to all of that, if I have time tonight, I may do a very quick review of Knack 2. And when I say very quick, I mean there's not a lot to say about the game. You know, it's not like it's a game where there was so much going on for it. It's pretty much in the same veins of Knack 1. So maybe just a quick, dialogue spoken review of Knack 2 that I may record and upload to the King of Hate vlogs, maybe tomorrow, because I don't want to put 2 videos on there in one day. By the way, folks, guess what I forgot to do yesterday? Anyone catch me? No one even said anything. So I'm actually very surprised no one said anything. I forgot to upload DSP Tries It. I had it edited and ready to go, but I was so hyped for Dragon Ball that I completely forgot about it, and I didn't upload DSP Tries It. So now I'm in a conundrum because I have to do the weekend preview today. I have DSP Tries It, and I have a review all for ready, and I know if I upload them all in one day, people will be like, oh, there's too many videos in one day and only watch one. So, I'll have to keep an eye on it and see what I want to do here. And by the way, this week I am filming another DSP Tries It. It's going to be the new DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza. I got it from my local grocery store after several people requested it here on stream over the past week or two. And there's been a lot of ads on TV for it. So I got it. That's going to be the DSP Tries It after this next one. So, all right. All right, folks. So, that's the deal for tonight. Lots of stuff. Very busy. Tomorrow, returning to Dishonored, Death of the Outsider for my main gameplay stream. Tomorrow night will be more Mario plus Rabbids. So we got a day of continuing playthroughs, all right? Tuesday, the big launch. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, ladies and gents. The entire day of Tuesday will be dedicated to MvC Infinite. More than likely, I'll start off maybe by going a little bit into training mode. If there's a tutorial in the game, I'll play the tutorial first to try to learn stuff. And maybe even take a few of the characters into their respective training modes. Sometimes they have, like, trials and stuff to learn some basics. And then I'll probably do the story first, because I know it does have a narrative-based story. And do that first. And then, obviously, once all that's wrapped up, I'll be taking characters, in the lab and trying to learn to get a team together to take into online competitive play. So, it's going to be a very busy day on Tuesday. More than likely, I won't even get through all of that in one day. And then this week, I'll be doing, basically, MvC Infinite will be my main focus. And then I'll be splitting those days with, say, until I finish Dishonored. And then I'll, Mario plus Rabbids and kind of going back and forth with all that stuff. Okay? Sound good? It should be a good week. It's going to be very busy between MvC Infinite, continuing Dishonored, and continuing with Mario plus Rabbids. I think the whole week's booked. Even though there's no other new releases this week. In fact, technically there is. There's one new release coming up this week. And that new release is Pokken Tournament DX for the Switch. I'm not interested in it. It's the same game I played on the Wii U in, March of 2016. It's not any different. It's just that they added a few like extra DLC characters. But for the most part, it's the identical game with better graphics. I don't need to play that again. I liked it back then. I really liked it, but that game has run its course. We've got tons of new stuff to cover. I don't need to be playing the same game again. All right. So that'll be the week. It'll be a very big, busy week coming up, juggling between 3 new releases. And there's a few other weird things in there too. Like one day, some guys coming by to test alarm systems, like fire alarm systems in the house, so my schedule will be off. I'll explain the full details of everything in the weekend preview, so check that out tonight on the King of Hate vlogs. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Excuse me. So let's see. Outside of all of that, got some great positive updates. First of all, I just want to thank everyone. So far this month, the month of September has been great. All right, let me explain why. Streams have been going very well. People are coming out, they're watching, they're participating. You guys are supporting in every way you can. I'm very appreciative of that. Things are going good on streams. On YouTube, things are kind of almost about the same as they've been when it comes to how things are going on YouTube, but this month, ad revenue has increased because it's the fall. So on YouTube, I am actually making a little bit more than I did all summer, which is good, and it's probably going to see this trend increase the further we get into the hardcore gaming season. Typically, it's October, November, December when things hit like hyperdrive on YouTube. But right now, I can't complain. Things are going up and up. So for me, in that regard, things are good. In addition to all of that, if you haven't noticed, lately I've sounded a lot better. My voice is getting better every day. Like, it is still a little bit gunked up, I would say. It's not perfect. I can tell there's still a little bit of irritation there. But for the most part, my health is getting back on par with where it needs to be for me to be covering all these new releases. And, ladies and gentlemen, as of today, it's official. The weather in Washington State has turned. The summer is basically over here, which is good because technically the summer's over in, 4 days anyway? It hits the fall. But we have hit our fall rainy season. The temperature here dropped 15 degrees today. It's cloudy outside, and it looks like it's going to drizzle or rain, which is what we need. It's been very dry all summer. I took my air conditioner out of the window. So you may be listening like, wait a minute, he's right. I don't hear any atmospheric blowing sound, right? It's gone. It's over. The air conditioner's off, which means that the air in my house now should be clean because I'm going to have my window open here in the office constantly, and I'm going to have the window in my bedroom open constantly. So I'm actually going to have airflow through the house for the first time since May. Yeah, 4 straight months of having stagnant, nasty air is not good. So I'm pumped. Seriously, I absolutely love the fall because we get to play all these new games together. I get to share those experiences with you, and things get better here in regards to, like, for me, I know a lot of people, I love the summer. Well, yeah, if I just got to stay outside all day, I'd love the summer too, but I work in a cramped office with bad air quality because it's so goddamn hot. So now is the time of year when things get better for me, okay? Okay. By the way, Popsicola, I know you asked to be hosted here on the channel. You are now hosted. You have been added to my auto-host list per your request, sir. Just wanted to let you know. I set that up last night after you told me what menu to go to do it. You're in there. You're in there. Okay. So, that's all good news, right? It's all positive stuff. Let's talk a little bit about other stuff. Let's get to the plugs now. Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon is in full effect. I need you guys to please check it out at patreon.com/darksidefil and consider pledging for this month. Right now, we've got less than 2 weeks left. I think it's 13 days left for you to pledge to my Patreon for this month. How does it work? Well, if you pledge $5 or more by the end of this month, and if we hit the funding goal, we're going to be doing a Halloween Horror Games Marathon where you nominate and vote on horror-themed games for me to play, and I'll be playing them in a marathon setting while I'm also dressed up in costume. I've done this 2 years in a row, and people really enjoyed it. I want to do it again. But we have to hit the funding goal in order to do it. We hit the funding goal the past 2 years, no problem. I'm hoping we'll do it again, okay? Now, not only is it about that, pledging to me, I mean, when you pledge to my Patreon, you're supporting my efforts to continue my daily live streams and continue with the YouTube videos and continue with everything the way that I've been doing it. You're supporting the fact that, you know, you want to see someone who's been around since 2008 making independent and very, opinionated videos about gaming, continue to be able to do so, despite the fact that, so much has changed, right, between YouTube and everything since the beginning. I love doing what I do, and I hope that I can keep doing it, all right? Your pledges directly fund things such as the cost of games. Right now, I'm buying a ridiculous ton of games, and, you're supporting me in a big way with Patreon. Trust me. You're supporting the cost of my internet, the cost of electricity, the cost of everything that's absolutely out of control. I am very appreciative of anyone who does pledge. But you're not only contributing to that, but you're also going to earn yourself a monthly perk. For example, depending on how much you actually pledge to my Patreon, you can get text or verbal thank yous in my actual videos on YouTube. You can get premium forum access where you can discuss certain topics with other patrons. You can get into ongoing voting for different events and stuff. You can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, all right? Which is coming up, by the way, in October. So if you pledge now, you'll get your question answered in October. Or you can get a private Q&A video. You can get all those things, all right? So please consider pledging if you haven't. 13 days left to make it happen. We are obviously still below the goal, but we can make it in 13 days. That's a lot of time to make up ground. And if a few people, just start pledging, we can make it happen, folks. All right? Okay. Now, folks, also, if you're watching today's live stream and you're enjoying yourself, you're like, wow, this is really entertaining. I like what Phil does. And you're getting hyped for the matches and you want to, do some cheering, subbing, or tipping to the channel. Well, there's good news. First of all, if you do any of those things during the course of the stream, I will give you a verbal shout out. In fact, a lot of people have already done so, and I'm going to give you shout outs in just a moment as we count down to the launch of the beta here in 8 more minutes. If you cheer 50 bits or more, if you sub to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, you will get an on-screen pop-up thank you notification. So you get visual recognition as well as verbal recognition. It's a double recognition. It works. It's pretty cool. I will say this, folks. Thank you if you do any of those things. You're helping me out, and I appreciate it. However, if you have the option to choose, let's say you're like, gee, should I tip Phil today, or should I sub to his channel, or should I cheer for him? I wonder what benefits him more. And if you have that option to actually choose, I would ask that you please tip me, because tips I get right away. Tips will go right to my PayPal, boom, goes to my bank account, and I can pay my bills with them. And right now, with the cost of games and everything, and the fact that I'm in a financial tight spot, because the month of July was incredibly slow on YouTube, and that's what I just got paid for, until I hit mid-October, where I'll actually get paid for the really good month of August that just passed, I'm going to be in a tight bind, all right? So your tips are greatly appreciated. They aid me to continue to do this, to let me pay my bills and not get into trouble. So please, if you can, tip me. But I am appreciative if you do cheer or sub. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And I will actually get those come November, when, by the way, I'm still going to need a ton of money for games and everything. So thank you for everyone for your support. I appreciate it, okay? All right. Now, one other thing. We're in the very final countdown day here, folks. I think there's only 1 or 2 days left. If you do cheer, please use the hashtag charity. So use hashtag charity in your cheer message. For you will be basically allowing money to go to the Extra Life Charity Foundation. Twitch is basically donating money for every cheer that has the hashtag charity in it. So I saw some people cheer today who already did that. Thank you. If you didn't, please remember hashtag charity in your cheer. Cheers for charity. Okay? And also, last but not least, if you've never been a sub to my channel before, Twitch is running a special promotion right now, where if you sub to a channel for the first time, meaning you're not a current sub, it's half price. And that's for any category, a $5, $10, or $25 category. They're all half price for new subs. So maybe you're watching and you're like, wow, I really like Phil's streams. I'm going to sub to support. Half price for you. Okay? All right, now let's jump into the shout-outs and then let's get started. So first of all, once again, I have to say, very special thanks to both Game Master 2003 is Dead and Golden Colts, both of whom were cheering overnight again. Thank you for your overnight support. I appreciate it, even though I'm not here streaming 24/7. For those who do cheer, like that, thank you. Also, I've noticed sometimes people have been sending tips overnight. And even though I don't even know who's sending those tips because some of them are anonymous, I am very grateful. So thank you very much to anyone who supports me overnight when I'm not even live on stream. Okay? But now for those who are here while I'm live on stream, first of all, shout out to Danny Hikari, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I hope you in the chat are having great days. Hype for more DBZ, which is getting me hyped for Marvel on Tuesday. Yes, it's a fighting game week, folks. We got DBZ now this weekend, and then the coming Tuesday, and all this week we got Marvel. So, lots of fighting game fun for everyone this week. Game Master 2003 is Dead did a 10-bit cheer. Hashtag charity. How is life going, Phil? I think I pretty much just explained. Things are going pretty good right now. I'm very positive, and I'm happy to be here. So thank you for your support. Shout out to Be the Madman, who just resubscribed to the channel for the 10th month in a row. That's right, folks. Very shortly, some people will be coming up on their 1-year anniversary, which means they're going to get their super bling crowns. Really see how nice these crowns look. The nice bling crowns you get for the 1 year. Anyways, as the big 1-0, my team would be Vegeta, Goku, and Frieza for this game. Who is your favorite character in the Dragon Ball universe? Probably Piccolo. I kind of like the anti-hero kind of characters. Like, I like Piccolo because he started out as a villain, But over the years, as he saw the threat to Earth and everything, he became the hero. Even though he was always kind of weak in the Dragon Ball Z universe, he was still pretty cool. So I think maybe Piccolo is like my overall favorite character, I would think. But, you know, I mean, everyone has their own, oh, I like Vegeta. Oh, I like, you know, everyone has their own personal favorite picks. I don't know. I'm going to go with Piccolo. There you go. Shout out to Darkside Jeff, who subscribed for the second month in a row. Thanks, Darkside Jeff. Good to see you. And thank you for the resub. YOLO Dopper did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, do you think this game will be as successful as Guilty Gear and other top fighting games? Let me put it this way, YOLO Dopper. This game, just by default, has an installed player base of people who are fans of Dragon Ball. Even people who don't play fighting games and are horrible at them are probably going to buy this game. It's going to have a narrative story mode with its own plot and new characters and stuff in the lore of Dragon Ball. Therefore, you're going to see people going nuts for it. And then you're going to have people who play competitive fighting games playing the hell out of it. And then you're going to have fans of Guilty Gear. So you're going to have like 3 separate audiences who are all going to be buying this game. This game is going to be ginormously successful, unless the only way it could fuck up is if the game sucks at launch. Like, it's terrible, the servers are crashed and everything. But if you haven't noticed, the beta's been working. It hasn't been working flawlessly, but at least on PS4, the beta's been working. I got tons of matches in yesterday, so I guess we'll see. But I think it's going to be very successful. I actually do. Shout out to Get Two Birds Stoned at Once, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much for your sub. Shout out to Try Hard for Life, who just subscribed to the channel for the first time. Thank you very much for your sub. To Bia345, who did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you very much for the cheer. He says, I haven't seen anything about this game. Mr. Satan Hype. Yeah, I don't know if they have a final roster yet finalized, but a lot of people have been requesting Mr. Satan. And he hasn't been confirmed yet. I guess we'll see. I agree. I think that would be an awesome character. Just because he's the strongest human, but he's the weakest fighter in the Z universe, you know. I guess I shouldn't say, I guess Yamcha's tougher than him. But you know what I mean? Like, as a normal human who's not a Z fighter, he's the toughest non-Z fighter. I guess until you want to talk about his daughter, you know, Videl, until she started training with Gohan. But he's a legit badass, except that once he starts fighting the Z fighters and shit, he's like, what the hell is this? It's a whole new level. But anyway, he'd be funny. Comic relief character. I think he'd be good. He would be like the Dan Hibiki of this game, right? Alright, shout out to The Last Rambo, who did a 200-bit cheer. He says, hashtag charity. I hope you enjoy both Dragon Ball and Marvel this week. I'm very excited for MvC. I will not let the critics ruin my hype. Yeah, I'm gonna treat that game and judge that game on its own merits. I'm not gonna let the nastiness and the negativity bring me down before I even play it. Shout out to Chairman Caleb, who resubscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row. He says, I know this isn't relevant to today's stream, but if and when Capcom releases Resident Evil 2 Remix release day, I'd love to see you go back and play. Of course I'm going to play it. And shout out to Quad Zero, it's 0000 Anonymous, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Thanks everyone for your support, but guess what? The countdown's over. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, to hopefully, if it works, start with the gameplay. I hope it works. Alright, let's end pre-stream. What I'm going to do is actually blow my nose while the game's booting. We'll end pre-stream, we'll jump in, and let's see if it works. Sound good? Alright, let's do this. Let's get this going. And by the way, one final point. I'm probably using the same characters that I used last night today. Only being because if I start new characters now, it'll be like starting from scratch. And I was just starting to learn viable strategies with these characters yesterday. I don't think I want to throw that away now and start completely over and suck for another 3 hours, and then time's up and I can't play the game anymore. So I think I'm just going to stick with who I had. Alright, let's do this. Here we go.